you're learning about the first 4 moments of a distribution and you're trying to understand, like, how do I put this into practice? What do I do with this? Well, there are a few different things you can do with it, but one of the most important is to analyze data that you actually have. In this case, we're looking at a sample. It's a big sample. It is the daily performance of the US stock market, the S&P 500, going from January of 1993 through August of 2024. That's about 31 and a half years of daily performance data. So for instance, on this first day, it generated 0.71% return and 0.21% return and 1.05% return. You get the idea. And we can see, like, this is how the distribution came out across time. It looks reasonably bell-shaped. Here's another way of looking at the same data. And we definitely see, like, there are these periods of calm and then there's these really intense periods. This corresponds to the global financial crisis. And well, now let's look at the first 2 moments of our real data. Notice that all of my data that I care about here is in column H. I put in this formula equals average parentheses, and then I just highlighted column H, H:H. And that gave me an average daily return. If I was an investor and I invested my money on January 29th of 1993 and I held it straight through to August of 2024, I reinvested all dividends, I had it in a tax-deferred account or a tax-free account and I didn't have to pay any tax, then on average, I would have generated a return of 0.039% per day. And then the first way of thinking about risk, certainly not the last or complete way of thinking about risk, would be the standard deviation, which is the modified second moment of my distribution. So, investing is all about risk and expected return. Well, the expected return might be akin to that first moment, and the risk, at least the initial impression of risk, is the second moment, the standard deviation, which is 1.18%. And here I just put equals standev column H. So this is one interesting application of how to use the first and second central moments to consider and understand better some actual data that might be interesting to you. And the third and fourth moments are also quite useful and interesting when thinking about, say, stock market data. We'll get to that down the road. As a spoiler alert, this number is crazy. There's something wrong here. We did not make a mistake. And that's what we're hoping, is that you'll be able to kind of catch that stuff and say, that doesn't look right.